Having missed the chance to wrap up Champions League qualification at Old Trafford, Liverpool can rubber stamp a top 5 finish in the Premier League as they host Chelsea in today's early kick-off at Anfield. The reigning champions' winning streak came to an end in an agonising 3-2 loss to Manchester United. Shortly before the Blues' 3-1 home reverse to Nottingham Forest, that is a sorry, 6th top-flight defeat in a row. On a day where Man United or Liverpool could have secured their Champions League ticket, it was the Red Devils who claimed the bragging rights in the biggest game in English football, despite almost being the masters of their own downfall. Arne Slot's men capitalised on defensive lapses and Michael Carrick's charges to unexpectedly fight back from 2-0 down, but the revival was short-lived as Kobbie Mainoo celebrated his new contract signing with an exquisite winner 13 minutes from time. A seething Slot did not mince his words as well when discussing the Benjamin Sesko handball controversy at full time, but the under-pressure Dutchman could not justifiably claim that Liverpool deserved even a slice of the spoils, given their 0.89 expected goals compared to Man United's 2.34. The end of Liverpool's 3-match winning run triggered fresh calls for the manager to go, but if this season is to be Slot's last, he should not take his leave without leading the Reds back into Europe's Premier competition. Fourth in the Premier League table with 58 points, a 6 clear Bournemouth and 7 above Brentford. Liverpool will qualify for next season Champions League if they beat Chelsea and the Cherries drop points at Craven Cottage. The Reds can fall back on a pleasing Anfield record as they endeavour to achieve that goal, having taken 10 points from the last 12 on offer in the Premier League home games, albeit while keeping just 1 clean sheet in their last 7. Clean sheets are also a largely foreign concept to Chelsea in the Premier League right now, as are points in general, as the Blues have come to Merseyside as the most out-of-form team in the whole of the division. Across the last 6 Premier League match days, only one team has taken 0 points from 18 available. Newcastle, Everton, Man City, Man United, Brighton and most recently Nottingham Forest have all conquered the Club World Cup champions to officially extinguish any minuscule top 5 chances. Cal McFarlane's men at least snapped the 5-game Premier League scoreless streak against Forest on Monday, but João Pedro's 93rd minute bicycle kick in front of a sparsely populated Stamford Bridge barely broke into consolation territory as Taro Awoniyi and Igor Jesus had already won the game for a much-changed Nottingham Forest. The 9th place Blues are mathematically out of top 5 contention, sitting 10 points adrift of Aston Villa with 3 games remaining, but they are just 4 points off Bournemouth in 6th, which could suffice for Champions League qualification if Villa finish in the top 5 and beat Freiburg in the Europa League final. The Blues' pitiful form is not that of a side warranting a spot at Europe's top table, though, and the visitors are now at risk of losing 7 successive league games for just the 2nd time ever after first suffering such a sequence in 1952. Chelsea did beat Liverpool twice at Stamford Bridge in 2025, most recently 2-1 success in October, but the Reds have won their last 2 meetings at Anfield, including last season's Mo Salah inspired triumph by the same scoreline. Well, let's talk you through the lineups here at Anfield. Start Liverpool, so Mamadashvili is back in goal for Freddie. Wilbur Milos Kerkez gets to start with Andy Robson dropping out, and teenager Rio Engamoa replaces the ill Florian Wirtz in attack. Full lineup is Georgi Mamadashvili in goal, back for Curtis Jones, Ibrahim Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Milos Kerkez. Midfielders Ryan Granberg, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Soboslai. Jeremy Frimpong on the right, Rio Engamoa on the left, and Cody Gakpo leading the line. Of course, no Alexander Isak in the lineup, but he is back on the bench though for Liverpool, so at least that groin injury wasn't anything too serious. As for Chelsea, Jorgensen's obviously in goal for the concussed Robert Sanchez, though he came out the least worst in that clash with Morgan Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White has a simply awful cut on his head, and Bafana, Coburn, Hato come in defence for Chalobah, Tosin and Lavia. And of course it was awful to see young Jesse Derry having to go on for the head injury, which got Chelsea a penalty which Cole Palmer missed on Monday. In for him is Andre Santos. So the lineup in full for Chelsea is Philip Jorgensen in goal. It's a back 3 of Wesley Fofana, Levi Colwill and Joel Hato. Malo Gusto, Marc Cucurella. The wing backs, Mark Moises Caicedo and Andre Santos. The midfield pair with Enzo Fernandez just sat a bit in front of them. He'll be sort of alongside Cole Palmer in that attack, both supporting João Pedro. Liverpool's bench is Joe Gomez. I mentioned Alexander Isak back on the bench. Federico Chiesa, Andy Robertson, Freddie Woodman, Trey Neone, Kieran Morrison, Tala and Dye and Will Wright complete the Liverpool bench. As for Chelsea, it's Tosin, Liam Delap, Trevor Chalobah, Reece James, Joshua Champong, Gaga Slonina, Romeo Lavia, Matthias Eboué and Ryan Kavuma McQueen completing that Chelsea bench. Obviously, it's been awful stuff for Chelsea recently, and the fact that they haven't just had the record of defeats 6 in a row, but also that record of not scoring a goal in 5 as well. And they just can't wait for the season to end. It all comes down to FA Cup final to try and salvage something this season. And Liverpool looking to secure Champions League final. The Merseyside Sunshine. We're underway here at Anfield. Jorgensen goes long to Pedro. Canate heads away. It's need force from Santos, but just force Van Dijk now to square it to Kerkez. Milos Kerkez slowly approaching halfway. Kerkez left-footed. Look for Engamoa. Well intercepted though from Fofana. Then takes out of play. And it's a Liverpool throw just ahead of the halfway line. Kerkez takes it to McAllister. McAllister shifts it onto his right foot. Liverpool midway inside the half, playing it across the back. Van Dijk to Konate. Pedro close by. Konate now, right footed pass. Laid over halfway. Frimpong holding off Harto. Goes back to Konate, just beyond halfway line. Into Chelsea half. Konate runs into trouble. Tackle comes in from Harto. And Harto pokes it out for a Liverpool throw. Still just in front of the halfway line. So a throw goes backwards to Curtis Jones. It is Konate. Konate, no real space to play it forwards. Again, João Pedro and Enzo Fernandez pressing high. Goes back to Mamanashvili, right side of his area. Again, goes square to Graham Burke. And now Konate, let's go down the line. Konate plays it straight out of play. He was searching for Frimpong down the channel. And now Chelsea have a João Pedro, quick throw. And Pedro's shot to scuff wide. And Liverpool completely caught out there. It was a quick throw for Chelsea, which caught Liverpool out. João Pedro inside left, just edge of the box, just scuffed his shot wide. He was in such a great position there, João Pedro. Just couldn't get the finish that he was hoping for, but early scare there for Liverpool. Short goal kick from Mamadashvili. Kerkez turns away from Palmer, goes back in the Liverpool area to Van Dijk. One touch to take out of the box. Van Dijk gets in between Pedro and Palmer. Van Dijk slaloming forwards, squares it for Graham Burke. Graham Burke now back in defence to Kerkez. Square to Konate. Ibrahima Konate now walking the ball out the fence. Now stops it with his right foot. Tapped it to Szoboszlai. McAllister. First time to Szoboszlai again. Van Dijk just ahead of the D. Van Dijk right foot pass. Easy read from Kukurea. He plays it first time. The attacking third. Cole Palmer turns left side the penalty area. Palmer squeezes across in. Easily gathered though from Mamadashvili. Yeah, first couple of minutes, Chelsea not done bad at all. Mamadashvili calmly rolls it to Kerkez. Now here's Engamoa. Engamoa skips inside. Fairly close to centre circle. Goes into central midfield to Graham Burke. And now Konate. Again just stops the ball. Right foot on top of it. Passing the centre circle to McAllister. Taps it to Graham Burke. McAllister once more. Liverpool now exit midfield and go to Kerkez, though he drifts in the middle now. Milos Kerkez to square it to Konate. Just approaching the 3rd minute here at Anfield. João Pedro had an early chance for Chelsea. Slide to McAllister. McAllister looks to spray. It's blocked from Caicedo. 2 4 bright players dueling for the ball. McAllister wins the header. It's not by the hip of Gakpo, but can't fall to a teammate. And Fofana passed it back to Jorgensen. That's now square to Colwell. Lets it run across him. And now Colwell goes direct over the top down left. It's trapped on the chest of Kukurea. Gets away from him though. Graham Burke steps in to help out and just passed it back to Jones. Jones now takes the ball out of the Liverpool penalty area. Jones left-footed through the gap of Pedro and Palmer. Now space for Kerkez. In behind. Kerkez now through the centre circle. Milos Kerkez through the middle. Kerkez goes down. And he was fouled in the referee's eyes by Caicedo. Caicedo less than impressed by that. He thought Kerkez went down a bit too cheaply. I think Kerkez, he did have his right ankle clipped there by Moise Caicedo. So it will be a free kick for Liverpool. Dead central position. So a good early chance to test Philip Jorgensen here. 4 minutes on the clock, and of course, who else is going to take this free kick but Dominic Szoboszlai. So Szoboszlai plants the ball down to the turf. And this would be a spectacular. It's about just under 30 yards out, I would say. But Dominic Soboslai. So Soboslai now all ready to take this free kick. Sort of inside right, just under 30 yards and goal. Let's see what he can do from this. And the referee just making sure that the Chelsea wall is properly lined up. So I don't think the referee's too pleased with the distance of the Chelsea wall to the Hungarian. So Soboslai ready to take now. Soboslai is straight to the wall in the end, right-footed. Falls it to Kirkes, his fellow countryman, plants it out to the left wing to Engamoa. A little step overs, Palmer holding his ground, now inside on the edge of the box to Granberg. Granberg curls, it's a beautiful curling effort from Ryan Granberg to put Liverpool in front with their first meaningful attempt in the first 5 minutes. Oh, that's beautiful from the Dutchman. The ball just whistled into Jorgensen's top left-hand corner. He had zero chance for that one. Well, Soboslai's free kick was less than successful by his high standards, but it broke for Kirkes. It was squared out to Engamoa. Engamoa played it in between the gap of João Pedro and Cole Palmer, and Granberg just behind the penalty area, inside left, curled it right-footed. And that is a perler from Ryan Granberg. Placed to perfection. Jorgensen raised his right hand, but couldn't get the touch he was hoping for. Again, the finish just had too much quality on it. Too much width from Ryan Granberg. And 6 minutes played. It is Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. And now Liverpool looking to fly forwards now from this point. And they would love to get the game done dust as early as possible. So Chelsea do get themselves a throw. Joe Harto throws it backwards to Colwell. It is Jorgensen now. Jorgensen clips it right-footed. Searching for Pedro. Header one in the centre circle for Konate. Bounces back for Colwell. Cushions headed to Santos. Heads it back down to the fence to Fofana. Soboslai pressing from the front. Jorgensen clears his lines. Too high for Pedro. Van Dijk heads it into the sky. Ball now bouncing to Palmer, holding off McAllister. Palmer just over halfway. Hits it down to the ground and backwards, but McAllister did have a hold of Cole Palmer's shirt. And it will be a free kick for Chelsea to take. Malagusto in line with the centre circle. Plays it backwards into the feet of Colwell. And Chelsea fans, arms folded, glum looks on faces, unsurprisingly. Again, they're just ticking down the games now. So this sorry season is over. Caicedo backwards to Colwell. Again, Caicedo first time. Santos and Caicedo with a give and go. Now Fernandes. Then backwards into the feet of Harto. Chelsea just behind halfway. Enzo Fernandes. Infield to Harto. And now Santos finds Caicedo. Turns in the pocket space in the centre circle. Goes to his left to Fernandes. Now Cucurella in a good position. Cucurella whips it towards the back post. Gusto on the stretch. Across the base goal. Pedro can't reach it. Van Dijk gets there first. And McAllister clears out the area. Decent response there from Chelsea. That was nicely worked through midfield. Really good crossing Cucurella. Gusto kept it alive, but Van Dijk was able to get there before João Pedro and the McAllister clear out the box. Chelsea take the throw. They're on halfway. The inside left with Enzo Fernandes. Fernandes just rolls it right-footed across that back line to Fofana. Now Chelsea back in the Liverpool half with Malagusto, but 7-8 yards in the Liverpool half. Gusto. And now looks in the centre of the back three to Colwell. 8.5 minutes gone at Anfield. Ryan Granberg. There's Liverpool in front these early stages. Colwell plays it through the middle to Pedro. Dropping deep. Pedro's pass cut out from Granberg. And the second ball fell to McAllister. Kirkes now. Van Dijk. Pass goes through the D to his partner Konate. Now Konate right-footed, line-breaking pass to Soboslai. Soboslai tackle, but still retains it. Granberg now McAllister. First time. Cleared though left-footed from Colwell. Cucurella's over halfway. Prods it on the left foot. João Pedro to hold up. Pedro needed support. Pedro level with the centre circle. Here's Moises Caicedo, right-footed. It's left from Santos for Fofana to control. Square in the centre circle to Colwell. Taps it right-footed. Now to Harto, just over halfway. Fernandez looks over the top to Cucurella. Cucurella on the sprint. Cucurella can't get there. Good idea there from Enzo Fernandez. Over the top to try and set Cucurella away. I think Cucurella was onside. Arne Slot will be a bit worried. If Cucurella did get there, Liverpool would have been in trouble. And speaking of Cucurella, again, that cross he put in a moment ago was superb to the back post. It's his fellow wing-back Gusto. Gusto had it down to the ground, but it was a great diving header in the 6-yard box from Van Dijk. Pedro was sandwiched in between Van Dijk and Konate, but Van Dijk just got there in the nick of time. Coming up to the 10th minute, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Jorgensen drills it straight to Frimpong on the far side. Liverpool now in the attacking third. Jeremy Frimpong, edge of the box. Frimpong's cross takes deflection of his fellow countryman, Joe Harto. And it will be a corner kick for Liverpool on the far side. Really poor there from Philip Jorgensen. Hit it straight at Frimpong. And luckily for Chelsea, Harto was there to block that Frimpong cross, though. Did go behind for a corner kick, which McAllister now is all ready to take. Van Dijk just make himself known to McAllister, raising his right arm. So can Liverpool double their advantage in the opening 10 minutes. Alexis McAllister all ready now to take the corner kick. Certainly don't think he'll be going short with this one with Konate and Van Dijk in the box. So he does go short, completely fooled me there. Jones now backwards to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai whips in, and Van Dijk at the back post volleys over. Oh, what a chance. That was a brilliant corner kick routine. It completely caught me out. I thought it was just going to be whipped straight instead of Van Dijk. But Liverpool went for the short corner. Cut back for Szoboszlai. Van Dijk was onside, peeled off the back of Enzo Fernandez, who was trying to play the offside trap with his teammates. Failed miserably. Van Dijk free as a bird at the back stick, but couldn't keep his right footed volley down. Should be 2-0 to Liverpool. It should be the second Dutchman on the score sheet today. Speaking of Van Dijk, heads away the goal kick, and now Liverpool on the ball with McAllister. His backward pass deflects off of Malo Gusto. That's a throw for Liverpool to take by Arne Slot's technical area. The delivery from Szoboszlai was perfect, and it was abysmal for Enzo Fernandez, though. The attempted offside trap was just appalling there from Chelsea. Liverpool should have punished them. Van Dijk stops the ball. 12 minutes gone. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. As I said, it should be 2-0 to Liverpool. Szoboszlai with a slap pass. Van Dijk gets there. Drills it to Granberg. Now Liverpool coming forwards all of a sudden. Almost in trouble a second ago. Kerkez inside left. No Ngamo. Kerkez on the overlap. And Ngamo gets to the box. Step overs now. Puts the cross towards the back post. Headed away from Santos. McAllister just behind the D. Square for Jones. Jones lifts it in. Gusto gets a flick away. Ngamo chased it down. Well, actually, I don't think Gusto did get the flick. Ngamo was on the sprint there. He had a much better view than I did, so it will be a throw for Chelsea. Ngamo, that step over just to beat his man. Brilliant a moment ago. There's a box of tricks. Rio Ngamo. So throw now taken from Chelsea. Gusto combines with Santos and hits it straight out of play, which just sums up Chelsea at the moment. So Chelsea have had a couple of decent moments this match, but just this last minute or so, now struggling to get out their own half. Kerkez midway in the Chelsea half, throws it back on the halfway line for Van Dijk's control. 13 minutes gone, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Van Dijk still on halfway. Van Dijk getting about 4-yard right foot pass into the feet of Granberg. Now Kerkez back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk in the centre circle, just on the halfway line. To his right to Konate. Liverpool just moving it slowly in defence. Now Konate over halfway. It's the wide right to Frimpong. Just plays it backwards to Curtis Jones. Jones links up with Szoboszlai. Jones again, drifting in, holding off Cucurella. Still Jones. Back into Cucurella, turns away from him once more. Then has the space now to just move it along to Van Dijk. Van Dijk coming up to halfway. Now it's Kerkez inside left, midway in the Chelsea half. Kerkez turns, he's looking infield, has to go behind him instead to Jones, level with the centre circle. He's now on the left-hand side, Curtis Jones, has that free roll to invert from right back. McAllister back to Van Dijk. McAllister on halfway, once more to Virgil van Dijk. So Van Dijk now, across the halfway line to Konate. Jones tapped it to Konate. Now McAllister lets it Run behind him in the centre circles, leave it to Szoboszlai. Is Van Dijk now, clips it, looking for the run of McAllister through the middle, couldn't find McAllister though. And just completely bounces back to Jorgensen. Chelsea bring it out the box here with Colwill. Colwill now left-footed, Chelsea still in their area for Fana. And now Malo Gusto midway inside his half. Good pressurising there from Ruengamoa. He must play it behind him for Fofana. Levi Colwill into midfield to Santos. Caicedo level with him. Caicedo takes charge of the ball. Goes back to Colwill. Caicedo again. Inside left, just over midway in this half. Now Fernandes makes himself an option. Links up with Caicedo. Now here is Fofana. Caicedo getting a few touches on the ball in the last few seconds. And square for Fernandes. Fernandes right-footed. Chelsea enjoying the ball, but Liverpool won't mind. It's only midway inside Chelsea's own half. Colwill. It is Harto. Colwill again. Bit of room for Colwill to walk the ball forwards. Colwill now plays it through a Liverpool forward line. Pedro turns on the halfway line, sharply caught on his right ankle by Van Dijk. And that will be a free kick for Chelsea. Yeah, patient play there by the Blues. They've had a couple of tidy periods of possession, but see, Callum McFarlane wants to see so much more from his players now. Palmer receives a short free kick from Fofana, drill from Colwill, and that just bounced straight back to Mamardashvili. So wasteful there from Chelsea. It was an aimless long ball from Levi Colwill. So over a quarter now in Anfield, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. Kerkez gets away from Palmer and goes in central midfield to McAllister. McAllister on the switch now to Frimpong. Liverpool inside the attacking third. It's Frimpong gets Harto. Frimpong looking to cut in, has Szoboszlai in support. Szoboszlai now looking away from goal. And now Jones to Graham Burke. And Graham Burke just by the centre circle. Now Liverpool inside their half with Konate. Szoboszlai on the ball in the centre circle. Once more to Konate. Tapped it just ahead of him to Jones. Szoboszlai, deepest of the midfielders at the moment. Goes to Van Dijk. Pedro all over the back of Van Dijk. Van Dijk just holds his own pretty comfortably. Uses Mamardashvili's support. Out to the wide right to Konate. Back to Mamardashvili, who's just behind the penalty spot. Mamardashvili clips it, looking for Graham Burke. That's chested down from Colwill to Gusto. Gusto lifts it back. Now Colwill leaves it for Harto. Here's Jorgensen. Frimpong charging from the front. And now Caicedo. And back to Jorgensen. Jorgensen now, right-footed. It is Malo Gusto. Gusto, and in Phil Palmer now. Surely had a push on the back there for McAllister. He did indeed, it will be a free kick for Chelsea. And Chelsea just need to try and settle this down. At the moment now, Malo Gusto takes the free kick. Back into the feet of Colwill inside the D. And now Liverpool have it back. Wide right with Frimpong midway inside the Chelsea half. Curtis Jones throws it to Szoboszlai. Now Konate all the time in the world on the ball. Now Jones square to his left to Van Dijk. Van Dijk 3 yards behind halfway to the left hand side to Engamoa. Engamoa tackled from Malo Gusto. It will be a throw for Liverpool, which Engamoa leads for Kerkez to take. Just coming up to the 18th minute here at Anfield. Liverpool leading by a goal to nil. Ryan Graham Burke's 5th minute curler. As slot side in front. Kerkez throws it backwards to Van Dijk. McAllister's a possible option. Van Dijk actually had his eyes fixated to his right to pass it along to Konate. Jones just beyond the centre circle. Jones picks up Kerkez. Kerkez knocks it on first time, but again Gusto was there to cut it out. Gusto gets over halfway, stops the ball. Palmer by his side. Palmer backwards to the feet of Fofana. Colwill left-footed. Here's Enzo Fernandez on the ball. And Levi Colwill right-footed now to Palmer. Palmer on halfway. Cole Palmer has his left foot on top of the ball. Colwill in the centre circle. Over halfway, Colwill. A light left-footed pass to Cucurella. About 10 yards from the Liverpool half. Now Enzo Fernandez on that inside left. Fernandez right-footed. Now it's in the centre circle with Fofana. Chelsea still in Liverpool half. Caicedo miscontrolled it initially, but gets away from Szoboszlai. Now Caicedo towards Gusto, but Frimpong gets his toe on the ball. Engamoa gets his toe on the ball to combine with Kerkez. Engamoa again in possession, pressurised from Gusto and Palmer. links up with Kirkes just to clear it away first time. Arne Slot catches the ball on the bounce with his left hand and gives it for Gusto to take the throw. So throw from Chelsea. It's taken from Fofana actually. Colwell now to Santos in the centre circle. Left footed from Harto. Now Colwell plays it through the middle. Palmer turns midway in Liverpool half and locks it through for Pedro. Pedro can't get to it before Mamrashvili. That was a real sharp turn there from Cole Palmer. For Chelsea to try and open up Liverpool. Palmer turned away from McAllister through the middle for Pedro, but it went through the legs of Pedro and Mamrashvili beaten to the ball. Now Jones finds Frimpong. Tackle from Harto. Loose ball falls in the favour of Jones. Jones tripped up from Cucurella in the referee's eyes. And there will be a free kick for Liverpool. 20 minutes gone at Anfield. Liverpool leading by a goal to nil. Grandbert skips away from Fernandes, but then has no forward pass on, so has to go back to Curtis Jones. Here is Van Dijk. Van Dijk to the left-hand side to Kirkes, and Kirkes flattered into there by Wesley Fofana. I think Arne Slot's impressed with that challenge. That's all from Fofana. And the 20th minute applause, as has always been this season, memory of Diogo Jota, never be forgotten. Anfield, always such a loved member of Liverpool squad. And there's a forever 20 Diogo Jota scarf held up in the crowd as well. But Liverpool fans will never forget what he did for the club. Milos Kerkez certainly had a bit of a tumble there from that Fofana. Challenge Fofana just barging into Kerkez. Arne Slot had again a perfect view of that, so no wonder he was less than impressed with Fofana's act there. Free kick goes back from Liverpool to Van Dijk. Canate, right foot in the centre circle to McAllister, third time to Szoboszlai. And it's in the back line with Van Dijk. So it's right to Canate. Canate now to halfway line. Frimpong combines well. Grandbert, Liverpool way down the right, but Colwell gets across. Just got there before Frimpong and clears out for throw. And that was good work there from Colwell. Otherwise, Liverpool were in down that right hand side. Throw from Liverpool would take from Jones. Now Szoboszlai and Jones combined. Liverpool just beyond the halfway line with Curtis Jones. Canate, Szoboszlai controls, right footed. Goes behind him to Van Dijk. The ball is stopped at the moment. Virgil van Dijk. Square for Canate. Canate approaching halfway. And about 3 yards to his right to Jones. Van Dijk again. Virgil van Dijk. And a couple of touches with his right foot. Now plays it through the Chelsea midfield to Graham Burke. And now Liverpool in behind. McAllister. Chelsea opened up here. Engamo wide left. Cuts in. Faced up Gusto. Engamo. Chelsea now getting men back. Engamo turns inside left. Still rear Engamo. Pokes it to McAllister. Square now for Gakpo on the turn. Gakpo miscontrolled. Fernandes clears. Deflects off Graham Burke. Harto clears and the flag's actually up against Liverpool. But again, really good work from Liverpool. Chelsea opened up for a second and they quickly got players back. Engamo skipped inside, needed help, but managed to somehow keep it away from 3 Chelsea players, squared it to McAllister, and Gakpo was indeed offside when he controlled quite poorly. And actually Fernandes cleared off of Grandbert, but the offside flag had already gone up against Cody Gakpo. But dribbles completed per 90 this season in the Premier League for Liverpool. Ringamoa top on 6.5. The second best is Hugo Ekitike on 1.9. So Engamoa certainly a unique profile on this Liverpool squad. Jorgensen goes long from the free kick. That's just back to his opposite number, Mamrashvili. And Chelsea toothless when they get to the final third so far this match. And that one was just a poor long ball to nobody. So 23.5 minutes gone here at Anfield. It is Liverpool 1, Chelsea 0. A win for Liverpool, and Bournemouth slipping up. And Liverpool have Champions League confirmed. Bournemouth at Fulham today. Here is Canate running onto his Grambert, faces his own goal. Fernandes pressing. Van Dijk gets out the penalty area. Fernandes still pressing. Now it's left from Szoboszlai. Had no one in behind him to collect it though. Gusto to Santos. Good charge in there from McAllister, forcing Santos to play it back to Colwell. So Levi Colwell now short and square to Harto. Here is Colwell. Colwell walking the ball out from the back. Stops it now is Santos. 2 yards behind the centre circle. Now Harto. The nice turn for Pedro, then cleared right-footed from McAllister. And bounces out of play for a Chelsea goal kick. I think McAllister was just looking to clear that one rather than try and find the body up top. So it'll be a goal kick. Started off here from Levi Colwill. Tapped it to Jorgensen. Colwill again. Colwill, long ball. Too high for Cucurella. Cucurella still chasing it down, but Konate's there. Holding off the Spaniard. And Konate, will he just see this one out for a goal kick? Brilliant straight there for Konate. There's never in doubt in that battle there with Cucurella. There was only going to be one winner. So 20 minutes of this first half to go. And Anfield, Liverpool goal to the good. Of course, they'd love to extend it before the break, but they're in a commanding position at the moment. And Konate was certainly commanding against Cucurella just a moment ago to see it out for a goal kick. And goal kick now taken to Szoboszlai. Dropping Kerkez. Now it's cross here to Konate. Konate out, lift it right-footed, can't set away. Szoboszlai down the right-hand side. Got it for Chelsea just ahead of the halfway line, came from Harto. Here's Fernandes. Chelsea still on halfway. And Caicedo. Palmer. First time pass back to Caicedo in the centre circle. Fernandes moves very slowly over halfway, puts his right foot on top of the ball. Caicedo. Square to Fofana. Fofana's pass about 7-8 yards to Gusto inside right. Now Chelsea down that near side with Santos, has stopped himself. Now Santos combines with Gusto. Chelsea in the attacking third. Gusto, 2 Liverpool players around him. And now Kerkez nicks it off of Gusto. Kerkez goes down at his ankle clip there from Malo Gusto. It will be a free kick for Liverpool. And a very, very comfortable at the moment. So Milos Kerkez just picks up the ball, throws it back for Van Dijk to start off the goal kick for Liverpool. And Van Dijk has a short option in McAllister, but I do wonder if he might go more direct here. Virgil van Dijk, that's exactly what he does. Van Dijk looking towards Szoboszlai. And a met there from Caicedo. Flicked on for Cucurella. Another flick on for Pedro towards Palmer, then nodded away from Van Dijk. Cucurella gets a touch on the stretch. Couldn't quite control it fully, Cucurella, but Fernandes is there to pick up the ball. Chelsea just ahead of halfway. Caicedo, listen now, Cucurella's in behind it. Cucurella, left side of the box, tight angle, hits it across the face of goal. Mamrashvili gets a fingertip to it. Gusto, right side of the box, out towards the near post. It's been cleared away by Van Dijk. And Cucurella looked to be onside. Mamrashvili got the fingertip he wanted. Just get it away. And now Chelsea have their tails up a bit here after that Cucurella shot. Speaking of Cucurella, back to Enzo Fernandez. Now it's in the centre circle with Caicedo. Palmer now, midway in the Liverpool half, inside left. Still Cole Palmer. This goes to the simple pass back to Colwill. Now Caicedo, defence midfield. Colwill, first time. Caicedo again. Caicedo, square for Fernandes. Moises Caicedo. Chelsea just beyond halfway, left-footed from Colwill. To Harto. Caicedo on the ball, just in between Fofana and Colwill. So we're halfway now to Palmer, inside right. It's close to the centre circle. Plays it through it to Colwill. Chelsea a little bit better in the last couple of minutes. Colwill into the attacking third. Liverpool just been a bit passive here. Colwill inside to Fernandes. Fernandes now turns onto his right foot. Levi Colwill tries to get the cross in. It's blocked with the back of Jeremy Frimpong. Throw for Chelsea, taken quickly by Colwill on the left wing. Now Caicedo, just under 35 yards from goal. And moving forwards at a slow pace. Liverpool have everyone back here. Santos to Fernandes. Santos again. Now Fofana, 40 yards from goal. Right footed to Gusto. Square on the inside right to Palmer. That's in the centre circle with Colwill. Square to his left to Harto. Roll forwards to Cucurella, facing his own half. Harto again. And now Cole by the centre circle. Chelsea moving it nicely midfield. Caicedo can't find an option. The forward line clear for Canate, but Liverpool pinned in here. Santos now. Square to Gusto. Malo Gusto isolated there. Now he's challenged from Nguemo. Gusto trying to win it back. Rui Nguemo trying to drive Liverpool up the pitch, but Santos gets his body across, wins it back for Chelsea. It's in the centre circle with Caicedo. Caicedo right footed. Square to Harto. 5 yards forwards to Cucurella. Back on halfway with Harto. Tap to Colwell. Harto first time in between of Soberstein and Frimpong. Now Chelsea moving it to the wide left with Caicedo to Cucurella. Cucurella cuts inside. Now Colwell tapped it to Caicedo. 35 yards and goal over the top towards Cucurella. Takes on his chest, but it's a heavy touch on his chest. And Mamardashvili gets down on top of the ball. Great idea there from Moise Caicedo. Midway in the Liverpool half, in the middle, over the top. And Cucurella just couldn't take it down on his chest properly. Mamardashvili had the opportunity to get down on top of it. In the last 5 minutes, Chelsea with 89% of the ball. Caicedo now, right footed. Here is Harto. Lays off to Cucurella, back and field to Fernandez. Through a leg to his opposite number, Soberslai. Caicedo now being charged down with Soberslai to go back to Colwell. Colwell goes down, there was a shove there from Soberslai. And level with the centre circle. About 5 yards away from it. There's certainly some encouragement for Callum McFarlane. And Caicedo and Cucurella combining well in the last 5 minutes. And now down the right from Caicedo to Cucurella. Cucurella, as he won a corner, he's hit it off Canate. Canate saying that came back off the Chelsea left wing back. But it has been given as a Chelsea corner kick on the right hand side. Well, to me, definitely came back off Cucurella, so I can understand the frustration. Fernandez short corner. Worked in field to Gusto. Chelsea back wide left with Palmer, edge of the box. Now Santos, first time pass, it's blocked the chest of Jones. Chelsea just over 25 yards and goal, right in the middle here with Harto. Spinning ball towards the back post, too high for Enzo Fernandez. And that is a goal kick to Liverpool. And Chelsea getting into it now. Again, they've not performed great, but performed a little bit better than they did on Monday, that's for sure. So Mamardashvili to play it short to Van Dijk from the goal kick. Now Kerkez down the right hand side, midway in the Chelsea and Liverpool half is Nguemo. Holds it up, now gives it to McAllister again. Make sure to keep it away from Fofana. It is McAllister on the ball. Received it from Canate. Now here's Gravenberch. McAllister wants it. Gravenberch back to Canate. Canate now gets away from João Pedro. Canate strides over halfway. Canate and the pressure now brought down from Caicedo. And that will be a free kick to Liverpool. And Caicedo definitely caught the back of Ibrahima Canate there. Without a doubt. And Ryan Gravenberch's curler. The only goal these 33 minutes played, and what a goal it was. Curling it into the top corner, edge of the box. Youngson raised his right hand, but couldn't get a touch on it. Here's McAllister. Now Nguemo just in front of halfway. And backwards to Van Dijk. Now across defence to Canate. Now Liverpool just behind halfway, Frimpong. And inside to Soberslai now is Ibrahima Canate. And Liverpool just having to go back here to Mamardashvili. Mamardashvili's ball sent straight out of play. Failing to pick out Milos Kerkez, and Arne Slot won't be pleased for the last 5 minutes, just over that amount of time. And wants his side get right back on the front foot again. Gusto's throw, Chelsea, 30 yards and goal. Fofana goes down. He is clumsily brought down from Gakpo. So free kick for Chelsea, inside right. Can they find that equaliser? So Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez, the pairing behind the ball. So Palmer, hands on hips, ready to deliver his free kick. Well, Enzo Fernandez is an option as well. So let's see who will take this on. And I think it will be Enzo Fernandez. Whips in low, free kick, through everyone in! And Chelsea are level! I'm not sure Fofana got a touch, I think he's saying he didn't. It's gone all the way up for Enzo Fernandez. A deserved equaliser for Chelsea. What they've been doing in the last 5 minutes anyway. And that low free kick for Fernandez caused all sorts of issues. And there is life in this game for Chelsea. After that early setback, they thought it was going to be one of those awful days again. Enzo Fernandez, a kiss to the cameras. So Enzo Fernandez whipped it low. Fofana looked to be onside. Fofana moved towards the ball, swiped at it with his right boot. I think he missed it. I think that is Enzo Fernandez got all. I tell you what, did Fofana just get touch on it? I think he might have done, you know. It doesn't matter for Chelsea anyway. The ball's in the back of the net. Fofana, when he made his movement towards the ball, looked to be onside, came in off the post. And yeah, it was a great free kick for Fernandez. The low free kick completely caught Liverpool out. So one apiece at Anfield, and yeah, it's been coming. Liverpool need to wake up again. Chelsea looking to keep the hope for 6th place live, and that could be a Champions League spot if Villa win the Europa League and finish 5th. Now, Chelsea win it back in midfield with Santos. Can they turn this game on its head? Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez now onto his right foot. Fernandez stopped in his tracks, now scoops it to Caicedo, edge of the box. Here's it down to the ground. It's a turn from Pedro in the area. João Pedro twisting, turning, shot blocked. Clipped it for Cucurella, too high in the middle. And now it's Gusto on the right-hand side. Fernandez, the Malo Gusto on the byline. Gusto crossing, blocked by the head of Szoboszlai. Fernandez, Chelsea right side of the box, and it's been given away to Graham Burke. And in the end, Liverpool clear their lines. And Chelsea got real belief here. Jorgensen to Colwell. Now is Caicedo. Turns in a lot of space. Palmer on halfway. And square for Fernandez. Cole Palmer again. Levi Colwell. Now Colwell receives it from Fofana. And it is Fofana again. This is right foot on top of the ball. Enzo Fernandez. Into the feet of Wesley Fofana. And now Colwell moves it along to Harto. Harto forwards. Now Cucurella was caught there. And that will be a free kick for Chelsea. There's a clear foul from Curtis Jones on Marc Cucurella. Chelsea just moving it through midfield with so much more confidence now. And Enzo Fernandez, ball was so good. Did Fofana get a touch on it? So hard to see whose goal that would be. But again, I think initially I thought Fofana did just get a slight touch on it. It's taken off the post. Here's Gusto to Palmer. Chelsea in the attacking third. They go backwards on the right hand side to Fofana. And now Colwell pokes it to Santos. In the centre circle again with Colwell. Caicedo. And Fofana to Palmer. Palmer, 40 yards and goal. Back in the Chelsea half to Fofana. Szoboszlai chasing from the front. Now Caicedo on the half turn. Now over the top, and a chance here for Chelsea to turn this around. Fernandez shot straight. And Mamardashvili was blocked with his chest. And now Graham Burke, or Jones, ran into the referee there. And it will be a drop ball here for Liverpool. But Moise Caicedo, all the time in the world in the centre circle to play that forward. Enzo Fernandez, his shot straight at the chest. And Mamardashvili, such a disappointing finish there. Enzo Fernandez, and again, still not sure if that's his goal or not, the first one, but he had a clear chance to definitely get one of his own a moment ago. Again, a big opportunity, should have taken that one. Enzo Fernandez, and Chelsea desperate to score the before the break. They're in the ascendancy here. Konate wants it to Jones. Konate turns. Pressing it for Enzo Fernandez. Now Jones, surrounded here by Cucurella and Pedro. Jones turns, tackled from Cucurella. Now first line for Caicedo on the left-hand side. Now here's Cole Palmer. Sees that from Santos. Santos now again to Palmer. Palmer keeps it away from Szoboszlai. Palmer, 30 yards and goal, inside left, trying to send it through for Cucurella. It's actually deflected off of Pedro. Poke from Frimpong. Now Graham Burt trying to come away with it. Good sliding challenge from Caicedo. Palmer now has passed too far behind to Pedro. Came off his right heel. And now Frimpong can clear his line that's blocked on the far side, and it will be a goal kick to Liverpool. Again, they just need this half-time whistle here. Liverpool and Chelsea certainly in the ascendancy at the moment. Liverpool conceded the most goals in their Premier League history for set pieces, 18 this season. Now here's Curtis Jones on the ball. Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk wants an option to drop towards him. Pass goes over halfway to Kerkez. Now Engamoa cuts inside. Engamoa now surrounded by Palmer and Santos. Wants to quickly pass it back to Van Dijk. Just under 5 minutes left. This first half here at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. As it stands, that free kick is given to Enzo Fernandez. We'll wait and see if that will stay the same. If Fofana get a touch, it's so hard to see. Here's Curtis Jones. Jones now onto his right foot again. A scoot pass, control from Frimpong. Then Frimpong does keep him play after a second poor touch. Frimpong cuts inside. Ball breaks to him after tackle from Cucurella. Now Graham Burt pokes it to Frimpong, right side of the boxes. Cross block from Colwill. Colwill saying it came back off Frimpong, but it has not been given as a goal kick. So corner on the right-hand side for Liverpool. It was still good defending from Levi Colwill. And I'll tell you what, I think that may have came off Frimpong last. In fact, actually, it was overturned. It has been given as a goal kick to Chelsea. So right decision made there by the officials. So just over 3 minutes left of this first half. Can Chelsea turn it around for the break? So it's Jorgensen's free kick. Now headed forwards from Graham Burt, volleyed from Colwill. Now just a calm flick there from Van Dijk. It is Kerkez. Kerkez now turns. Now Palmer still on his way. Kerkez just play the forward pass to Engamoa. Engamoa midway inside his half, reels away from Malagusto. Engamoa now still in support. Enzo Fernandez sticks tight, and then Engamoa clipped on his ankle there. So it will be a free kick for Liverpool. Van Dijk to take it. About 6 yards behind halfway, gives it to McAllister. It is Konate, Liverpool. 2 yards behind halfway. Jones looks down the far side. Cleared for a throw from Joel Harto. Frimpong, the throw goes backwards. Control with the midriff of Curtis Jones. Now McAllister trying to drive forwards. McAllister stopping his tracks and rolls here for Pedro. Down left from Caicedo for Jorgensen. Jorgensen clears his lines. Now Van Dijk plenty of room just to take the ball under a spell. Now Van Dijk walking towards the halfway line with 2 minutes of this first half to go. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Van Dijk on halfway. Square for Konate. Konate now. Szoboszlai moves it long to his right hand side to Jones. Frimpong midway inside the Chelsea half. Now Liverpool go long down the far side, trying to get Frimpong over the top. And in the end, that was unsuccessful there. It was a good idea from Liverpool to go over the top. Just a bit too much on the ball in the end. It will be a goal kick to Liverpool. That's what Chelsea are saying. Yeah, Callum McFarlane, be pretty pleased with what he's seen in the last quarter an hour of this first half, and just a minute left. This half, Jorgensen's goal kick sent straight out of play. Throw taken from Curtis Jones. Back here with Konate. Now Van Dijk. Square for Konate. Here's Jones. Konate on the turn, right-footed. Too much on that pass though for Konate. And just easy for Harto to pass it back to Jorgensen. Harto now onto his left foot. Drifting in. Harto picks out a pass through Liverpool midfield to Palmer. And now Malo Gusto, Chelsea slowing it down. Inside to Palmer. Palmer turns over Soboslai, now gets away. Brengamo as well. Palmer now drifting in, 30 yards and goal. Miscontrol from Gusto. Tackle from Grambert. Breaks into Engamoa. Engamoa now comes away with it despite the attempted challenge from Santos. Engamoa slows down just behind halfway. That square pass from McAllister to Kirkes. Now it's back here with Mamardashvili. 2 minutes of stoppage time in this first half. One apiece at Anfield. Again, and we get a third goal before the break. It is Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk into the centre circle. Moves it along right-footed to Alexis McAllister. First time back was pass from Grambert. Now Van Dijk through the middle, held up here from Grambert. Tackled though from Santos. Now played forward to Gusto first time, just bounced away from João Pedro. Jones, here's Soboslai. Now Soboslai looks to play it down the far side, cut out from Harto. And Chelsea have it with Cucurella. Cucurella just behind into Caicedo. Cucurella again, Caicedo. Soboslai trying to win it back. Caicedo now stays on his feet. Now Soboslai's actually giving away a free kick and just waves his arm. Frustration. We're midway into the 2 minutes of first half stoppage time. And Chelsea free kick midway inside the half. Caicedo did really well there to get that free kick. So a chance for Jorgensen to go long. And Chelsea create one last opportunity in this first half. Jorgensen in his all-black kit. Go long down the far side channel. Actually goes, he does go down that sort of inside channel at the end, headed away from Grambert. Nodded forward some Colwell. Headed down for McAllister. Now Liverpool with Grambert. Grambert hits it outside of his right foot, but just can't quite find the run of Frimpong. Great idea there from Ryan Grambert. Throw for Chelsea. Harto will take his time with this one. Only 5 seconds left of this first half. Throw taken. There goes the half-time whistle here at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Ryan Grambert's curler put Liverpool in front in the early stages, but Liverpool couldn't build on that lead. And Chelsea levelled. Free kick taken from Enzo Fernandez, whipped low. Again, Fofana swiped his right boot at it, but I don't think he got a touch. And it went in off the post and into the back, and Liverpool completely caught out by the low free kick from Fernandez, and Chelsea shaded it maybe overall that first half. Actually, it was Liverpool better sort of just after Grambert goal to about minute 20-25, but after that Chelsea grew into it and deserved that equaliser, and yeah, they've been a better side really from that point. So all to play for in the second half. And Liverpool looking to wrap up Champions League this weekend. Chelsea looking to keep their European hopes alive. Obviously they can't get the top 5, but they could get 6th spot, which could be a Champions League play. So yeah, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, half-time here, and Hello and welcome back to sunny Anfield, where it's Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Liverpool went in front early through Ryan Grambert curler, but Chelsea deservedly levelled. It's a free kick in from Enzo Fernandez. There was a bit of confusion who it came off last because Fofana swiped his foot at it. I initially thought it was Fernandez, and look at it, another replay, I thought it was Fofana. Then I still wasn't sure, but at half-time I think it was cleared up and Fofana did get a touch on it, although still looks like it's actually officially Enzo Fernandez's goal, but in my eyes I think Fofana definitely did get a touch on it. But anyway, back on the way at Anfield, and Liverpool need a big response after poor ends that first half. Caicedo heads away and Mamardashvili's long ball, and Liverpool play it across the halfway line. Now Jones to Kirkes. Here is Liverpool on the ball with Ria Engamo. I thought it was very, very impressive that first half. Engamo on the ball again. Engamo now, it's the attacking third. Tight position here, goes in field for the feet to the feet of Grambert. Soboslai, 30 yards and goal, inside left. Now to Milos Kirkes, level with the penalty area. Kirkes poses it towards Engamo, but easily read from Malo Gusto. Gusto on the outside of Soboslai, but in the end, Pedro can't get to it. Van Dijk quickly to Soboslai, first line touch to Jones. Now here is Liverpool in the centre circle with Konate. Konate square to Van Dijk. Now here is Soboslai back on halfway to Virgil van Dijk. Now Konate square to Jones. Here is Frimpong midway in the Chelsea half. Frimpong cuts and gets in between Kukre and Harto, and that will be a free kick for Liverpool. Good feet there from Jeremy Frimpong. Again, Frimpong playing that again attacking right side position rather than right back, and maybe where Arne Slot sees him. Well, I don't think that was the initial plan. So free kick for Dominic Soboslai to take, just under 30 yards out on the inside right. Let's see if we can put in a test in delivery here. Open a couple of minutes of the second half to try and get Liverpool back in front. So Soboslai all ready to deliver now. Left arm raised, Soboslai. Free kick comes in, header well over the bar from McAllister. And it was a decent delivery there from Dominic Soboslai. It was right on the head of Alexis McAllister, but just couldn't keep that down. The near post area, Alexis McAllister. So goal kick now for Jorgensen to take, and that was a test and delivery there from Soboslai. I'm sure Jorgensen probably looked towards the left side here. That's where everyone's moved to. So Jorgensen again direct, headed away from Grambert. Could have been knocked on from Gakpo. And now it's back here with Fofana. Soboslai chasing from the front. Jorgensen wrong foot, Soboslai. Jorgensen now drills it left-footed. Can he find Pedro? Pedro saying he was pushed, and he has got a free kick in his favour. João Pedro. And the push looked like it came from Grambert. He's pleading his innocence. It's a good feat from Jorgensen a moment ago, by the way. It's the wrong foot, Soboslai. We drilled that long ball. It's a free kick in the centre circle. Caicedo takes. Caicedo rolls it through for Kukre. In behind, squares with Pedro. And it's safe for Van Dijk. They turned in for Cole Palmer. On the follow-up, and Chelsea have turned this one around. It was a ball in behind for Kukre. Van Dijk poked it. Blocked from Mamardashvili. And on the follow-up, Cole Palmer slotted in. Left-footed. And on the balance of play, that is deserved by Chelsea. Again, Caicedo started off a quick free kick. Kukre around and behind. Now, was Kukre onside? That might be looked at. He went for the square pass to Pedro. I think Pedro was just on. Yeah, Van Dijk thought he'd stopped it, but it broke to Palmer after Van Dijk's block came off Mamardashvili. But I think there might be a reprieve here for Liverpool. It's a tight one. I think Kukre may have just been offside. But we'll wait and see. And it looks like it's been given as offside. So Cucurella, it did look about half a yard off. Yeah, she made that run too early, Miana Frimpong, but certainly a warning sign for Liverpool. And Arne Slot, mighty relieved about that one. And Chelsea being the much better side since about 25th minute. A long ball for Liverpool, headed away from Colwell. Harto nods back into the arms of Jorgensen. Chelsea can take a lot of encouragement that the way they've grown into this game. Rolf and Jorgensen to Caicedo. Here's Santos, now picks out Fernandez. Fernandez on the half turn. Now Fernandez driving down the inside left. Scoot past, Cucurella dummies it. But Frimpong's there to clear his lines. And Liverpool just need to get a grip of this. There it goes to Santos. Right foot in now. Here's Caicedo. Looks at Palmer. Palmer holds it up. Now Pedro just behind the D. Palmer tries to get onto it again. Grambert makes the challenge. And now Gakpo onto the ball. Gakpo tackle from Santos. Referee says Santos won the ball. Now Caicedo slipping, sliding, wins off of McAllister. But there was a push from Alexis McAllister first. So it will be a free kick in Chelsea's favour. At the moment, Liverpool just boxed in. It was a good fight there in midfield from Santos and Caicedo. Short free kick from Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez inside left, just over 25 yards from goal. Harto back for Fernandez. Fernandez past to Palmer. Palmer tries to play it to Fernandez again. Intercepted from Graham Burke. Now Gakpo and Liverpool can counter it. Soberslai now to his left-hand side. Frimpong, here come Liverpool. Frimpong into the box now. Frimpong, it's the feet. Gakpo couldn't get his feet sorted out on the byline. And it is a goal kick, and Liverpool completely wasted that counter-attack. And what an opportunity that was for them to get themselves back in front. Frimpong played it in front into Gakpo. Gakpo, awful first touch. And that really let Liverpool down. Chelsea on the goal kick can see the throw straight away. Just trying to overplay for the back. Now Soberslai goes backwards to Jones. 52 minutes on the clock. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Grambert turns out to Frimpong. In the box, Frimpong pokes it towards goal, straight to Jorgensen. Well, that was cleverly done there by Liverpool. Now it's roll quickly to Santos. Gusto, now Palmer being pressing Kirkes. Palmer goes down. There was just a slight nudge from Kirkes into Palmer. So it will be a free kick for Chelsea, but Liverpool now woken up a bit in the last couple of minutes. And a bit of concern for Chelsea. Levi Colwill, who's finally come back from ACL, he picked up at the Club World Cup. Not moving too great here. He did not want to take any risk with Colwill, so he has to come off. That'll be a very sensible decision, but we will wait and see. So Chelsea go long from the free kick. Head away from Kirkes. Comes off the back of Soberslai. Loose ball forced towards Soberslai. Caicedo makes a challenge, but it's only as far as Frimpong. Frimpong over halfway, runs to trouble, and Gusto in a 50-50 with McAllister. McAllister won the challenge. I think that may have came off McAllister last. McAllister against Steven, and it definitely did come off Alexis McAllister. He was fully committed to that 50-50 challenge from Malo Gusto. It's back in the Chelsea defence. Whip from Joel Harto, bounce over Jones, then also bounce over João Pedro. So with Canate and Dyke to Jones. Jones now gives away to Caicedo. Chelsea just in front halfway. Fernandez outside of his right to Pedro down the left. Pedro, Jones and Canate around and plays on the outside of both of them. McAllister comes across with a brilliant challenge on Cucurella. And it will be a corner kick for Chelsea. McAllister feeling the pain from that challenge. What a ball from Fernandez down the left-hand side. Pedro played it through the legs of Canate. Cucurella sprints into the box, and that was excellent tackle from Alexis McAllister. It is a corner kick for Chelsea on the left-hand side. McAllister the last couple of minutes putting in some great challenges. So corner now ready for Chelsea to put in Enzo Fernandez to take it. As Palmer There's a short option, does use Cole Palmer. That's worked to Malo Gusto. In the centre with Caicedo, just over 25 yards and goal. Gusto back out to wide left to Palmer. Trying to get on the outside of Engamoa. Palmer goes down. No foul from Engamoa. So now Liverpool driving forward to Engamoa. Midway inside is other Engamoa around Gusto. And he was fouled there, Engamoa. And Cucurella, well, he's furious. He felt that Chelsea should have had a free kick a moment ago for a foul on Palmer, but that was great work from Engamoa to just drive Liverpool down the right-hand side. And Reece James just encouraging his teammates on, and it's a free kick here for Liverpool to take it short. Now to Konate. Just over 10 minutes gone this second half. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Granbert now it's on halfway with McAllister. Frimpong looks at the ball down the right, but it's blocked there from Harto. Over for Frimpong to take. And now here's Jones. Granbert just ahead of halfway. Back into his half, and now Curtis Jones. Right-footed. It is Van Dijk. Kirkes back to Virgil van Dijk. Pokes it to Marmalashvili, good pressing from Palmer. And it's squared to Konate, dinks it forwards, lovely ball for Konate. Jones are behind, on the inside right, gets away for Cucurella, now Cucurella catches him up. Jones tries to turn away from him, does get the pass to Granbert. A dead flick from Granbert and Nadine, another flick from Liverpool, comes a Soboslai. Fofana was a challenge against Kirkes, and now Caicedo bringing it forwards. In the centre circle, Palmer, now can Chelsea turn Liverpool over? Now it's Pedro slowing himself down on the left-hand side. Cucurella to Pedro. Now Chelsea is tapping the ball between each other on that inside left. Pedro and Fernandes combining. Now Enzo Fernandez just behind him for Andre Santos. It's Fernandes again. Now in the centre circle with Colwell, who seems to be fine now after that hobbling a few minutes ago. Cole Palmer turns, gives it to Malo Gusto. Now here's Chelsea with Caicedo on halfway with Fofana. Now Fernandes flicks it on. Liverpool win it back with Granberg. He's fouled, but the referee waves play on. Here's Curtis Jones. Inside left, now Jones space open up for Liverpool on the right. Frimpong's used. Frimpong edge of the box. Frimpong again facing up Cucurella. Uses Soboslai. Soboslai's cross. Header for Gakpo. Now header into the back of the net. Perfectly timed run from Curtis Jones. Offside flag goes up against Liverpool. So a second offside goal in the second half. Palmer had one ruled out, and now Liverpool have had one of their own. Soboslai's ball towards the back post. I think Gakpo was just offside. Header from Gakpo across the face of goal. Jones again timed his run brilliantly to head in, but that was a clear offside. And now a short free kick for Chelsea. It's Colwell to Jorgensen. Fofana goes long. On the far side, Van Dijk's there. Heads it down. Bounces off of Malo Gusto. And that will be a Liverpool throw for Milos Kerkez to take on the far side. So the throw goes backwards. And there's Jones in the centre circle. Curtis Jones, McAllister, first time pass back to Jones, over halfway. Now Caicedo tried to read it, but Liverpool turn away with Granbert. Granbert charging through the middle, still Granbert, tidy feet. Now plays it forward to Frimpong, right side of the box, goes to the cutback, has been blocked. Granbert sets it up. Soboslai has a brilliant save for Philip Yorks, and Liverpool appealing for a penalty. Now will VAR look at this? It was a pass from Liverpool where it may have come off the hand of a Chelsea player. It was Jeremy Frimpong, the cutback. But did it come off the slide in Andre Santos? Did it come off his left arm? That's the question. But the official, they are going to have a look at this, I think. I think it's one I thought it was going to be looked at. Don't think so now. They saw enough not to give it. Didn't know enough about it. Andre Santos, a short corner kick from McAllister. Jones for Soboslai. Liverpool, 25 yards and goal. It's gone to Curtis Jones, tries to roll it through to Kerkez, intercepted. Now can Chelsea counter? The pass and Colwell too much on it. Palmer on the run, but Mamardashvili, sweeper keeper job just to clear it away left-footed. And that will trickle out for a goal kick for Chelsea. In Liverpool, there was a free kick a moment ago, and Soboslai with the shot, pushed over both hands from Jorgensen. So again, he's the man Liverpool want. Those sort of positions, the technique that Dominic Soboslai has. So it is a goal kick for Colwell to start off on the hour market. Anfield, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. So now Colwell goes long down the left-hand side, and it's straight out of play for a throw for Jeremy Frimpong to take. But again, Cody Gakpo, fewest touches in this match with 10. Just says it all really out. Little's got involved in a frustrating one for him. Do have Alexander Isak on the bench, Liverpool, but again, the way they want to give him that many minutes with the groin issue he's had, kept him out of the game at Old Trafford last week. Here's Curtis Jones in the send circle. McAllister taps it behind him for Van Dijk. McAllister again, once more to Van Dijk. Now in the send circle with Jones. It is Kanate. Now Jones drops in between the two centre-backs. Now Jones squared to Van Dijk. Again, moved over the halfway line. Now to left-hand side. It's a ball whipped for Milos Kerkez. Trying to play it in behind for Cody Gakpo. Again, good idea, but easy for Jorgensen to claim in the end. Reece James has been given the call to come on shortly. Now Jorgensen just about gets it clear on the pressure from Soboslai. Now Pedro controls Jorgensen's clearance. Now Kerkez wins it back for the Reds. It's in the centre circle with Curtis Jones. Over halfway to Frimpong. Frimpong now trying to take on Harto. Frimpong gets the cross and way too high for Gakpo, but does reach Engamo, left side of the penalty area. That's about for Gravenberg. And now Kerkez. Gravenberg asking it. Kerkez trying to take it around Palmer. Fails to do so in the end. And it will be a free kick for Liverpool, but it's a free kick for Chelsea then. It's certainly a good time to bring on Reece James. Yeah, Anfield and Andres Santos making way, so James coming on to play in that midfield position. So Santos, solid shift from Santos, a real good young talent. Again, the experience of Reece James, absolutely massive for this Chelsea side, and it's obviously just the injury problems that always let the Chelsea's captain down. Santos puts the captain's armband onto Reece James now. So can he try and dictate this game for his side? So free kick for Chelsea to take it. And it's been pretty even this second half, and that 1-1 scoreline at the moment reflects it. How much it's in the balance here at Anfield. So free kick from Jorgensen looking for Pedro. He wins the flick on. And now Kanate heads only as far as the chest of Reece James for his first touch. Gusto back for James. Get involved straight away. Reece James flicks it behind him for Fofana. Now Caicedo tackled from Gravenberch, but the referee's given a foul against Gravenberch. It's the fury of the Anfield faithful. Not really sure there was too much in that. So free kick for Reece James to take. Now is Chelsea just beyond the centre circle. First time from Caicedo. Now Fofana bends it forwards, just went under the left boot of Cole Palmer. Mamardashvili well outside his area. Palmer gets in front of him now. Mamardashvili just gets a toe onto it to make the tackle. It's a throw for Chelsea taken quickly. Mamardashvili gets back to his goal. James's ball forwards blocked. Now James received the shove in the back. Here's Fofana, and the referee does blow his whistle for a free kick, and Alexander Isak is getting the call to come on here. That was a scary moment. Mamardashvili a moment ago. Mighty relief that Palmer just nicked in front of him, but it was a tight angle for Palmer. Mamardashvili got a toe and onto it just to nick it away from Palmer. Now throw from Chelsea. It is Enzo Fernandez on the halfway line. Goes back now to Jorgensen. 25 minutes to go here. Anfield, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. James behind him for Jorgensen. Now short to the feet of Colwell, combined with James in the D. Reece James, right footed now. Caress to Palmer. Caicedo on the stretch and at centre circle controls. Now turn from Colwell. Now it's long from Levi Colwell. Finds Marc Cucurella, left side of the penalty area. Cucurella cross blocked, and it will be a corner kick for Chelsea on the left hand side. And there's balls over the top to Cucurella, so dangerous. Perfect weight on that pass from Reece James. And Cucurella faced up Jones. It was a good block from Curtis Jones. So Alexander Isak now all ready to come on. Did score in his last Premier League appearance at Anfield against Crystal Palace, and he make it 2 in a row. So it's Rio Engamoa making way for Alexander Isak. Interesting substitution from Arne Slot, considering Engamoa has been probably one of Liverpool's best outlets today. That's the call Arne Slot's made, leaving Cody Gakpo on. So Gakpo's moved out. There's more favoured position on that left-hand side. So that's Liverpool with Van Dijk. So actually it was not a corner in the end. I initially thought. Cast it back for Mamardashvili. It is Kanate. Brandberg facing his own goal. Turns away. Now it's a long ball over the top for Frimpong to chase. Down the right-hand side, Frimpong gets there. And now Frimpong, he's fouled there. And Joe Harto. And the referee will award the yellow card to Harto as well. There's a good run from Jeremy Frimpong. Turned away from Harto, and then just a pull on the back there. Back of the Jeremy Frimpong shirt from Joe Harto. So they'll need to be a bit more careful now. Being in the referee's notebook. So Dominic Szoboszlai to take the free kick, level with the penalty area. On the right hand side, we've already had one free kick going from the right hand side. Front of the cop today. And Enzo Fernandez low free kick whipped in, which Fofana got a slight touch onto. And Szoboszlai creates similar problems for Chelsea to deal with. So Szoboszlai now all ready to deliver this free kick. Szoboszlai whips it towards the back post, too high for Curtis Jones in the end, and that sails out for a throw-in. Real waste there from Dominic Szoboszlai. I expected a lot better from him. So Gusto slowly trotting the far side to take the throw-in for Chelsea. So Malo Gusto thrown short to James, laid back towards Gusto, but that intercepted from Gakpo. Back heel to Szoboszlai, cleared away from Fofana, took a nick off of Szoboszlai. So it will be a throw for Chelsea to take. Deep inside the half on the right, Gusto so cleared from Kirkes. Okay, first time pass from Palmer. Straight out of play. A throw for Liverpool to take. Now here's Van Dijk. Brandberg just behind halfway. Tackle concept for Caicedo. Loose ball. Jones gets there. Jones fighting to win it off Caicedo. Does that. Jones over halfway. Now he's caught from João Pedro. Oh, Curtis Jones just giving a bit to João Pedro there. The referee quickly gets in between that. It will be a free kick for Liverpool to take just the front of halfway. Here's Van Dijk. Now backwards from Kanate to Mamardashvili. Mamardashvili goes long. Flick backwards from Caicedo, nodded away from Fofana, only as far as Jones. Now Liverpool looking to build down the left. Kirkes midway inside the Chelsea half. Jones again. Brandberg inside left. Here's Curtis Jones. Clipped it towards a penalty area, volleyed away from Colwell. Now headed down from Konate. Frimpong. Challenge from Cucurella now. Cucurella just backs into Frimpong. Frimpong didn't seem to like that. Liverpool do get themselves the throw. And throw now taken back to Curtis Jones. It is Konate. Now Kirkes. Down the left-hand side. Now Soboslai, edge towards Soboslai. Goes a shot, cannons off the post. Oh, he didn't half hit that one. Dominic Soboslai. And the end Kirkes couldn't keep it in play. And it thundered back out to left wing, but Soboslai put everything behind that strike. Jorgensen full stretch. Came off the post. With 20 minutes left. Liverpool could have had their lead back. Thrown out from Chelsea, headed away from Van Dijk. Slice forwards from Caicedo. Cucurella is chasing it down. Frimpong turns, and now Frimpong slips. He was caught for Cucurella. He was very thankful there was some contact there. And McFarlane completely disagrees with the referee's decision. I'll tell you what, it was a light clip on the ankle. I think Frimpong was already on the way down, so I can see why Cucurella's just chuckling to himself, actually, as well as certainly the anger of Callum McFarlane. That free kick being given. So free kick goes short from Jones to Konate. Curtis Jones again. Play for the gap of James and Pedro. And now Van Dijk. Bringing it forwards over halfway. Van Dijk finds Milos Kerkez, and he tackled third. Kerkez ball in too high for Isak. And now here's Jeremy Frimpong. Wide right. Frimpong cuts inside. Grambert faced away from goal. Liverpool 27-28 yards away from the target. Inside right channel with Curtis Jones. Jones to Frimpong. And now here's Gravenberg. Frimpong. In Cucurella and Harto around him. Now Frimpong. Here's Curtis Jones. Jones whips the ball in towards the back post, but caught there from Philip Jorgensen. It was a good position to get a testing ball in, but very easily claimed from Jorgensen in the end. Now Fernandes tries to turn. Good tackle one there from Curtis Jones. Now Jones, midway inside the Chelsea half, drives inside. Fernandes catches him. And it's a yellow card shown as well to Enzo Fernandes by the referee. Yeah, Jones just dragging the ball inside. Just a light clip there from Fernandes on Jones, but certainly would have been a sore one, so you can see why the free kick was given, and the yellow card as well for Enzo Fernandes. So free kick for Dominic Soboslai to take, 35 yards from goal, inside right. So Chelsea have everyone organised, zonal marking here from the Blues, and Soboslai now already lifts the free kick in, or headed over the bar, and I think it may have gone for Chelsea, and it did indeed. Levi Colwell heading that over the top of his own goal. That was a bit of a scare there for Colwell, but he had to get his helmet, otherwise it was going onto a Liverpool head. So Colwell did well there. Corner on the right hand side for Liverpool to take. So Soboslai already. Soboslai delivery headed away from Fofana. Hope from Jones in the middle to Frimpong. Now here's Curtis Jones. Inside right, 30 yards and goal. Dominic Soboslai. Can he get a ball in? Soboslai's cross blocked from Cucurella. Rolls back to Jeremy Frimpong. Here's Curtis Jones on the halfway line. Frimpong lets it run across him. Pedro trying to win it back now. It's left there for Curtis Jones. Back into the feet of Mamardashvili to lift forwards. Head out the fence from Colwell. Caicedo by the centre circle. Now is Cole Palmer. Palmer just by the centre circle, squares it for Malo Gusto. Gusto slowed himself down. Now Jones defeated Cole Palmer. Palmer just scanning. Palmer now rolls it to Joe Harto, pushed up from defence. He's running towards the box, Harto. It's wide left for Cucurella. Back to Colwell, who's in the Liverpool half. Clip for the middle from Caicedo, goes through. Hold the Liverpool defence for Mamardashvili to claim. Now it's a roll from Mamardashvili to Kirkes. Here's Jones. Mamardashvili getting out. Mamardashvili out to Van Dijk. Van Dijk cuts in. He's caught there. Virgil van Dijk. And that will be a free kick for Liverpool with a quarter of an hour remaining. Van Dijk takes the quick free kick to Mamardashvili. Here's Jones, scoops it forwards. Harto missed the ball. And now awful error from Isak, and Harto collects it. Harto now to Malo Gusto. It is João Pedro. João Pedro. His pass takes deflection, falls back to Pedro in the box. Pedro's curler over the bar. Open up really nicely there for João Pedro to take it on. Curled it over. And it was Pedro chopped inside. First pass deflected off McAllister, fell back for Pedro. Faced up, Canate wrapped his right foot around the ball, but just couldn't keep his effort down. Callum McFarlane put his hands behind his head. Pedro put his over his face. Disappointment of not hitting the target there. So double substitution for Liverpool. Federico Chiesa and Joe Gomez, the pairing to come on. So Cody Gakpo will make way. He's had a really quiet game, Cody Gakpo. If he starts sends forward and moved wide left, and Isak came on, just hasn't gotten to this game at all. So Joe Gomez comes on along with Chiesa. So the double substitution is Canate, the other player, coming off with Gakpo, and Gomez and Chiesa now on the pitch for Liverpool. And can Chiesa maybe be a match winner? Who knows? It's a Mamardashvili to start off the goal kick. So just looking by his side. Mamardashvili squares it now for Gomez. Gomez right-footed. It's a turn from Frimpong. Can't keep his balance though. Fernandez steps in there. Now Caicedo goes square to Fofana. Ball play inside to James, intercepted from Soboslai. And now forwards from Grandbert. Isak edge of the box. Now Frimpong right side of the area. Cross comes in. An easy claim there for Jorgensen. Jorgensen, quick throw to Cucurella. Cucurella now. Jones comes towards him. Cucurella gets a pass away to Caicedo. He's tackled from Isak. Isak charging forwards. Isak. In the end, Isak's tackle. It bounces back off Isak. It was Harto's chance. Frimpong keeps it alive on the byline and wins a corner kick for Liverpool over Mark Cucurella. That was good from Isak to win it back. And it tackle from Harto came back off Isak, and then Frimpong got to it on the byline and won the corner kick for Liverpool to take on the right-hand side with 12 minutes remaining here at Anfield. And Liverpool get their noses back in front. The corner for Dominic Soboslai to take on the right-hand side. Soboslai's corner kick. Header tipped over. Header met for Van Dijk. He was saying he had his shirt pulled there. It was a brilliant save from Philip Jorgensen. And it was a corner beautifully whipped in. And I'll tell you what, Van Dijk won the header. I think he was saying he's been wrestled from Caicedo, but there's a couple more players in the Liverpool already went down inside the penalty area as well. But yeah, Caicedo was wrestling with Van Dijk. Was it enough penalty? I'm not so sure. I mean, the referee just in conversation with Van Dijk at the moment. It was a great header though from Virgil van Dijk. It was tipped over from Philip Jorgensen. And the conversation between Van Dijk and the referee now concludes. Well, actually, I'm not sure. I think Jorgensen didn't tip that over. I think it came off the bar. So, yeah, it's a goal kick for Chelsea. Again, Van Dijk, he's furious at the moment with the referee. Felt there should have been a penalty check for that. There was a couple more Liverpool players who went down inside the box as well. So 10 minutes to go at Anfield. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Jorgensen with the goal kick. Header met from Gomez. And goes out for a throw. Joao Harto to take. Backwards here. Into the feet of Colwell. And now Jorgensen. Jorgensen. And drills that forwards. Head away from Gomez. Nice touch there for Caicedo. Now Palmer first time to Malo Gusto. Gusto behind him to Fofana. Now James being pressed here from Granberg. Goes in across the fence again. Now it's long from Chelsea down left hand side. Fernandes flicks on. It's back here with Mamardashvili. Liam Delap. Looks like he's ready to come on. Shortly McAllister whips it towards the right hand side. Clear from Caicedo. Poked in field from Cucurella to James. Here is Joao Harto. Harto now to James. James gives it away to Federico Chiesa. Chiesa trying to stay on his feet with the tackle there from James. Nothing given in Chiesa's favour. So James put good pressure on. And now Palmer and behind on the right hand side for Gusto. Tackle comes in from Kirkes. That was well timed. Deflect off of Malo Gusto. Mamardashvili actually got to it just in case it was going to be given as a corner kick. A great challenge there from Milos Kirkes. Deflect off Malo Gusto. Now it's Mamardashvili to Curtis Jones. Jones across the back to Van Dijk. Now here is Kirkes. Sharp turn from Chiesa, caught in his ankle from Caicedo. And it will be a free kick for Liverpool to take here on their inside left. So McAllister will be the man to take it. Liam Delap all ready to come on now. He's taking his bib off. Just waiting for that right moment. So McAllister's free kick goes back to Van Dijk. That's in the centre circle with Jones. Jones drags it onto his right foot. 8 minutes to go here. Anfield, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Joe Gomez, short right-footed pass to Frimpong. Infield to Isak. Isak turns. There's a light pass and it looks like it's a free kick given in Liverpool's favour. There was a foul there on Alexander Isak. It seemed to just be clipped and it was pass from Frimpong. Isak looked for that combination play. It was a clip on the ankle there from Marc Cucurella. So it's a free kick here to be taken from Dominic Szoboszlai. 40 yards on the wide right. Szoboszlai now all ready to take. So Szoboszlai raises his right arm. 7 minutes left. Szoboszlai, free kick comes in towards the back post. It's the bounce off Reece James and Liverpool peeling for handball, nothing given. James clears. Header from Kirkes. Now here's Jones. Just ahead of halfway. Granberg back to Jones. And now Granberg again. Down the left-hand side. Here's Chiesa. Can he get a crossing? Chiesa on the byline. Blocked from Malo Gusto. I think it came off Chiesa last. I know it's come off Malo Gusto in the official's eyes. So corner kick on the left-hand side for Liverpool. Dominic Szoboszlai to take. So Liverpool now pushing Chelsea back and get that winning goal. So Dominic Szoboszlai, hands on hips, all ready to take. A bit of push and shoving going on in the box, which the referee wants to take control over. It's involving Van Dijk and Fernandes almost on the goal line. And there's been a shove on Caicedo. I think this time for Joe Gomez, and The referee again steps in. And certainly it's getting quite feisty in that 6-yard box, and Moises Caicedo right in the thick of it with Joe Gomez. So Szoboszlai ready to put the corner in. Corner comes in now, bounces through everyone. Isak keeps it alive. He lifts up in the end. It's easily caught from Jorgensen. Thought Jorgensen was going to try and release the ball quickly, but instead just takes his time here. Philip Jorgensen. Now Chelsea goes short to Joel Harto. First time to James. Now Caicedo. It is forward pass from Fofana. Then goes back to mostly Fofana. Jorgensen. One touch to take out the box from Colwell. Again drills it way too high though. There's the run forwards of Enzo Fernandez. And that will be thrown out for Curtis Jones to take, and it's Gomez back for Mamardashvili. Mamardashvili searching long for Chiesa, headed away from Fofana. Second ball picked up from James. Now it's square to Caicedo. 4 minutes and all time left. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Chelsea over halfway with Harto under pressure from Szoboszlai. Harto goes back to James. And now here's Chelsea playing across the back with Fofana. First time pass from James. Harto prods it forwards, and now Pedro holds it up by the centre circle. Pedro again had his ankle clipped from Van Dijk. Now quick free kick from Pedro to Palmer on the inside right. And now cross from Malagusto. Cleared away, right footed from Van Dijk. And it will be a throw for Chelsea. Midway in Liverpool half on the wide right. So can Chelsea find that winning goal to turn this game on its head completely? And Chelsea absolutely desperate for that win. They haven't won a Premier League game since beating Aston Villa on the road right at the start of March. So here is Colwell to Wesley Fofana. Now Harto. Joel Harto. James trying to turn away from Jones. Does manage to play the pass to Fernandez on halfway. Now Fernandez bundled down to the ground from Joe Gomez. And that will be a free kick to Chelsea, and a yellow card shown by the referee as well. So Joe Gomez, there was a clear foul there on the Liverpool defender. Free kick for Reece James to take just ahead of the halfway line. In fact, it's now left it for Joel Harto to take it. Taps it to Pedro. Back to Harto. Harto's pass now reaches James. Taps it to Caicedo. Back to James. James, first time pass to Palmer. This is well worked from Chelsea. Malagusto edge of the box on the right. Now it is Cole Palmer. Malagusto, 2 minutes of normal time remaining. Gusto back into the feet of James. Now on the centre circle here with Caicedo. Forwards to Cucurella. Now Pedro turns down the left-hand side. Lovely turn for João Pedro. Pedro drifts in. João Pedro edge of the box. Still Pedro. Brilliant feet for João Pedro. Pedro now goes down inside the box. Gets back on his feet. Pedro can't find Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea fans scream for a foul there. Szoboszlai's pass doesn't reach Chiesa. Harto now goes square to Malagusto, and the player stopped there. Don't know if VAR are going to have a look at it. Well, did Frimpong bundle down João Pedro? Great feet from Pedro, and Frimpong looked a little bit soft initially. I'm not so sure. I think that was a bit of a tangle between the pair, but VAR are having a look at it. Oh, actually, I actually now wonder from another angle, did Frimpong's left leg just bring João Pedro down? Again, bit of a soft one, but you've seen them given. Oh, VAR continue to have a look at this. So I think it's going to be waved away. Moise Caicedo received the yellow card just a moment ago. I think something said to the referee. João Pedro, arms out wide. He's not going to get the penalty. Definitely has been waved away now. Van Dijk into the feet of Kerkez. Cuts in. Well-time challenge from Palmer, but now Liverpool have it back here. The feet of McAllister. Here's Joe Gomez. Now Curtis Jones turns onto his right foot. Back to Mamardashvili. So now into stoppage time. 7 minutes of stoppage time here at Anfield. The winning goal to try and be found. It's Gomez forward pass, but Colwill steps forward to intercept. Cucurella over the top to Pedro, but Mamardashvili gets there. So just a reminder, 7 minutes of stoppage time for winning goal to be found. And now here's Alexis McAllister. Again, whipped it right-footed up for Curtis Jones. Now nice turn on halfway from Grambert. Now over the top for Jones. Jones in behind. Jones now right side of the box. Jones has crossed. Can't reach a teammate inside the area. Palmer now lifts it short to James. Reece James plays it through the centre circle. Over halfway to Cucurella. Now Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez cuts inside. Fernandez now. Right foot to pass. Can't reach Palmer initially, but Palmer does get onto it. Keeps in play now just behind him to Gusto. First minute, the 7 play. Gusto to Caicedo. Right side the penalty. Caicedo's cross deflects into the arms of Mamardashvili. Mamardashvili, he just rolled this short. He just rolls it to Frimpong. Now Frimpong backwards to Gomez. Joe Gomez. Long ball down the right hand side. Isak nowhere near getting that. That's now left from Colwill for Jorgensen to take care of it. Here's a roll pass there from goalkeeper to Caicedo. Now it goes back into the feet of Fofana. Fofana picks out Reece James. Lovely line breaking pass there. Now Reece James through the centre circle. James into the feet of Cole Palmer. James on the overlap. Palmer out. Has his left foot on top of the ball. Reece James gets the cross towards near post, and well gathered there from Mamardashvili. 2 minutes of the 7 played. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Mamardashvili now rolls it to Curtis Jones. Jones, right footed, picks out. Chiesa's moved out to the right hand side. Backwards from Frimpong. Here is Jones. Jones now links up with Joe Gomez. Gomez brings it forwards. Gomez now to Frimpong. Frimpong's over halfway. Frimpong right foot pass through legs of Joe Harto, but in the end falls to Malo Gusto. That's cleared away from Fofana. Here's Kerkez. Kerkez holds it up against Cole Palmer. Now Virgil van Dijk moves it square to Joe Gomez. Gomez walks over halfway. Square to Kerkez. Here's Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk. And now across the back line to Curtis Jones. It's wide right with Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong, Jones, first time pass. Now Isak has it under a spell. Isak on the byline. Isak slow ball in, almost found. Soberslite's been cleared away for Caicedo. Wide right with Frimpong. And loses out there against Harto. Now good feet from Reece James. Now it's a clip on the ankle there. Actually more than a clip, probably a kick there from McAllister on the back of João Pedro's ankle. And it's a yellow card shown to Alexis McAllister. Just over midway into the 7 minutes of stoppage time. One apiece here at Anfield. Yeah, clear kick from McAllister into the back of João Pedro. And Pedro's done really well. Just getting those free kicks for Chelsea. Always looking to link up play. And free kick for Chelsea with 3 minutes of stoppage time left. Taken inside their half, and Levi Colwill across to take it. So Colwill clipped it down the left-hand side, headed away from Gomez. Now James beats Grambert in the aerial duel. Now Enzo Fernandez into the box, surrounded by red shirts. Now wide left, and He's dispossessed from McAllister, heavy touch from Cucurella. Takes it out of play. And it will be throw here for Liverpool. Jeremy Frimpong. And leaves it for Joe Gomez to take the throw deep inside the Liverpool half. Gomez throw. Header met from Colwell. Onto the top of James there. Now Graham Burke's pass blocked from Palmer. Loose ball rolls to Kirkes. Now long looking for Chiesa. That's great work there from Colwell to get across and knock it out. In fact, actually, Colwell's knockout took a deflection, so it's a throw for Chelsea. Fernandes now has the throw again to him. Fernandes fouled on the halfway line. And it will be a quick free kick for Chelsea to take. And it took it a bit too quickly for the referee's liking. So a minute and a half for stoppage time left. And we find a winning goal at Anfield, but Chelsea take a lot of pride from this performance. Now quick free kick from Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez. Infield for João Pedro. Fernandez again. Back heel to João Pedro. Now has James on the overlap. James. Edge of the box. Reece James gets the cross in. And it's well caught there from Mamardashvili. Now rolls it towards Chiesa, but couldn't find Chiesa in the end. And Chelsea back on the ball. Szoboszlai charging from the front for Fofana to Jorgensen. Jorgensen goes long. Now header met from Van Dijk. Just a minute of stoppage time left. Header from Fofana. Now Van Dijk heads down over halfway. It's a foul given against Chelsea, but Van Dijk headed it straight to feet Chiesa. And Liverpool just wanted to play on, but the referee already blew his whistle when Van Dijk's header fell to Chiesa. And it was a clear push and Virgil van Dijk there. So 25 seconds, the stoppage time to go. One apiece. Can Liverpool find that winning goal? They're on the front foot here. And a win for Liverpool and Bournemouth slip up and Champions League football will be secured. Kirkes and Szoboszlai can't combine. Gusto steps in there, drags it back for Palmer. Palmer wins a free kick behind a corner flag, and that should be that with just 5 seconds. The stoppage time left. Chiesa looks bemused. Has his hand over his mouth. It's been a real frustrating one for Liverpool today. There'll even be time for Chelsea to take this free kick. And Arne Slot offering to ponder on. They should get Champions League still, Liverpool, but yeah, disappointment certainly for them today. And Liverpool fans now heading for the exit. Chelsea just taking their time over this free kick. And Philip Jorgensen to take it by the corner flag. Right-footed. And there goes the final whistle at Anfield. It's finished one apiece between Liverpool and Chelsea. Liverpool opened the scoring. Ryan Graham-Burke in the opening 5 minutes. Then Enzo Fernandez put the free kick in. Still question over who did Fofana get contact on the low end Enzo Fernandez free kick, which went in off the post. I think personally Fofana did get a slight touch on it to put it in off the post. And second half there were goals ruled out. Cole Palmer had one ruled out early second half, and Curtis Jones had a header ruled out as well. Liverpool had a shot pushed over the bar from Jorgensen. Chelsea had a penalty appeal. João Pedro thought he was fouled from Frimpong, nothing given. Van Dijk had a header, crashed off the bar as well. So, good point for Chelsea. Gives them a bit of pride and something to build off into the final 2 games of the season. Disappointment for Liverpool. Again, Champions League football could be secured if Bournemouth lose at Fulham this afternoon. And they would have wanted to secure it with a win note. And instead, have to wait on Fulham trying to get those 3 points to confirm it. But disappointment for Liverpool here at Anfield's finish. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1.